Porch 2-0. Team 2-0. Week 2. Rapid fire. Let's go.
I'm on fire!
All right, you're not on fire!
I knew it, you're lying! I'm fired! I'm on
There is no
fire!
fire!
Tom Cruise used a witchcraft on me to get the fire off me!
The pursuit continues. Fonte 2-0. Stafford's played surprisingly well. Sproles in the starting lineup over McCoy. He won't get cute like that again. Seahawks D will bounce back. Kelsey, decent. Odell Beckham and Julio Jones. Monster tag team. Fonte, number 1 team in the league after 2 weeks. Goddamn, nothing went right for Goodman. Absolutely nothing went right. Steve Smith Sr., congrats. Nice start. Bad bench. Gio Bernard over Alpha Blue with his whopping 1 point whatever. Better luck next week, Goodman. My God, get your shit together.
Breeze, Forte, Crowell, 13 points, impressive. Cooks, not been anywhere near as productive as we thought he'd be. Macklin's in a KC offense that doesn't throw the ball. Gronk, stud. Decker, nice game on Monday night, although he's questionable. Dolphins D, goose egg. Josh Brown, impressive 9 points. Going over to Dino, CJ Anderson bug continues to bite him in the ass. Matt Ryan, decent. Chris Johnson, AJ Green, Julian Edelman, absolute stud. Vernon Davis is too old. Sammy Watkins gets another start and puts up a bold 15 points for Mike. Colts D, 5 points, nothing to write home about. And Mason Crosby, one of the best kickers in the league with 16 points.
In one of the absolute 2 nail-biters we had in Week 2, it was Fish that barely walked away alive with his first win of the season. Andrew Luck looked worse than Vinny Testaverde and any other horrible quarterback you can imagine in Jets history put together. DeMarco. Is Fonte right about DeMarco? Jesus Christ. V-Jax, Allen Robinson, they heard me. They stepped up. Solid with an asterisk next to it. Fully survived. Congrats, Jay. Magic Man El Diablo, Brady once again, the greatest of all time. Danny Woodhead still playing well. Calvin Demarius, very nice. But it all came down to some lineup mismanagement. Shane Vereen and Eric Ebron were on the bench, 13.5, 12.8. If Ben and Reed make those moves, they get the W. Hard one to swallow. I think they'll bounce back strong next week.
Derpy Herpy in shambles once again. Jeremy Hill close to 0. Lamar Miller's horrible. Keenan Allen, nothing. Brandon Marshall has been one of his bright spots, as well as Tyler Eifert. Bishop Sankey, why are you starting Bishop Sankey? Texans D did nothing. Adam Vinatieri, 0 points. Moving to Twan squad, this was after the trade they made. Clearly benefited Twan more. Peyton 20, Lynch is yet to get going. TJ Yeldon I like because he gets carries, he'll pick it up. Emmanuel Sanders, so consistent. Terrence Williams, nice acquisition, pays off right away. Ladarius Green is a solid tight end. Heath Miller gets the ball often in that Pittsburgh offense, love it. Saints D, respectable 7, as well as Hauschka 7. It's a nice win by Twan. Derp Sauce, you're in shambles. There's nothing else to say.
I believe in Connor James Gordon. I believe in Pick Nation. They get a big W, despite Romo going down. Jamal Charles did his thing. Cobb was healthy, he did his thing. Stevie Johnson continues to play well. Jimmy Graham still yet to be seen, but the Broncos D did most of the heavy lifting. Very well done. The Pick Nation, Connor James Gordon, love saying that name. Cap on the bench, nice contingency plan. Look forward to seeing what they can do next week. And now we got to talk about TCP. TCP, what happened? Latavius and Eli tried. They tried. Jordan Matthews tried. No one else tried. Coleman's down. Safarian Jenkins is down. Dez is down. Absolute shambles after 2 weeks. Rest in peace, TCP.
Russell Wilson is a stud week in and week out. AP found the zone, like his upside look going forward. Amir Abdul-Laporte talks him up, didn't do much last week. Pierre Garçon, love. Marcus Wheaton, maybe out this week. Bennett might be double covered now that Cutler's out and Jeffrey's questionable. Colston, horrible. Bills D against New England, I didn't see that start at all. Matt Bryant, solid 7 points. Moving over to Team Jacobs, Rodgers, stud. John Stewart, who he shipped off later after this game, 6.4. Joseph Randall, still smoking the dope, only 7 points. Michael Floyd, what's happened to Michael Floyd? He is now employed at the bagel store. Kendall Wright, back to earth, 2.7. Zach Ertz, 3.2. James Jones, what a pickup by Team Jacobs. I love James Jones and Aaron Rodgers connection.
The White Mamba got a crucial Week 2 victory in, without a question, my favorite game of Week 2. Absolute nail-biter, down to the wire. Nick Folk made both these teams have heart attacks. Thankfully, he got it through the uprights late in the game. Bradford looks like shit. Morris, Matt Jones, question mark. D'Angelo, phenomenal pick with D'Angelo Williams. He's the #1 back in fantasy. It's like missing Le'Veon Bell didn't even matter. Mike Evans had a goose egg, but Amari Cooper, Jordan Reed, and Jarvis Landry did more than enough to make up for it. Excellent, excellent week for the White Mamba. They don't suck anymore. They're a team to watch. I'm very happy for this team. Mark, I like his team, but wow, this was scary. Outside of Antonio Brown and Cam Newton, it was horrid. Absolutely horrid. I know his problems with Justin Forsett. Golden Tate played well, I'll give him that. Rolson, not bad, but still, you don't want 10 or 11 out of these guys. Roddy White, goose egg. I still think Mark has a nice future this season. Can't wait to see what he does next week.
Oh my God, help me! I don't want to die! Oh, stop and roll!
You're not on fire, Ricky Bobby!
I'm on fire!
Again! Please don't let the invisible fire burn my friends!
Welcome, gentlemen. Week 2 was phenomenal. It was exciting. Mr. Fontanella and I are the only 2 perfect teams.
Who knew?
Who knew? You get a little show on the internet and you go perfect.
Gotta keep this going.
Stay humble?
To a degree, I guess, now.
We'll see. Okay. So right now we'll take this opportunity to talk about some little pieces of interesting news around the league or anything that comes to our mind. Font, why don't you begin?
I would like to start off by saying the White Mamba, NCC's finest, Dan Coster, the guy is an absolute guru. I know we ripped on him in last year's video about how he listens to Matthew Berry. Is that true? Maybe. Kevin Sinitar is just weighing Mamba down right now. Weighing him down. He's trying to drown Mamba. He's trying to pull him underwater. And Mamba is wearing his floaties, just staying above water right now. Mamba, classy guy. I like where this team is headed. Getting Bell back this week. D'Angelo Williams, come on. You think D'Angelo Williams was a pickup by Kevin Sinitar? Give me a break. That's got Mamba written all over it. Nice win. This is Dan Coster's squad. Love Kevin Sinitar. This is the White Mamba squad.
And we have currently seen our league's second trade. This one involving the commish, Mike Didino, and Dylan Sports Jacobs. Sports sends Jonathan Stewart to Dad's for CJ2K, Chris Johnson, and Doug Baldwin of the Seattle Seahawks. Michael Fontanella, how do you assess this trade?
I look at this trade and I just yawn because there's nothing exciting going on in this trade. Like, Mike texted me the other day. He''s like, wow, you see the trade I made? I was like, dude, you got Jonathan Stewart. I mean, how pumped could you actually be? And that's the truth. Going back to Dylan Jacobs, I don't get some of Dylan Jacobs' moves. I mean, Mike claims he wasn't bullying Dylan into this trade, but let's be real, this is ridiculous. It's almost like Mike picks on the weak to make his team stronger. I feel bad for Dylan. I think he was better off keeping John Stewart. I think John Stewart is guaranteeing you 20 touches a game. I think CJ is giving up some touches each and every week to David Johnson more and more. And I think Doug Baldwin is a below average wide receiver. I think bad trade for Dylan. Way to go for Mike for exploiting your opponent.
I was with Dylan Jacobs, believe it or not, on Sunday. He does not like Jonathan Stewart. He's no longer in that camp. He wants him gone. I tend to agree. I don't see a lot of pizzazz in this deal. I don't think it helps either one long term. I'm a little disappointed in how Jonathan Stewart began the year. I thought he'd play a little stronger.
In 2 weeks. You can't give up on it, guys.
I know. That's why I said not impressed. But there's still hope. There's still hope. I like Baldwin. 7 catches in the first 2 games. He's coming up week 3 against Chicago. I think he's in for a big week. CJ2K, come on.
Stop saying that. He's not CJ2K for the last 5 years.
He was. And I love living in the past. You know that. We'll see. Sports.
Doug Baldwin.
Sports.
When I think Doug Baldwin, I think...
Sports.
When I think Doug Baldwin, I think... guy who should not be in the NFL.
You know what? Sports has this going for him, though. I gotta say, with all due respect, congrats on 2-0, Sports. Week 3 approaching. It is time to preview those matchups. Let's see the board. All right, Font. Here are the Week 3 matchups. Who do you like? Who do you hate? Go down.
I love fish tacos. I love Dennis has to get off the schneid and finally win a game. Mike Porch is going to lose this week to MMED. Coach Jim and Twan squad. Don't love either squad. I'm going to go Twan. Jacobs and Connor James. I like Connor James. Dylan Jacobs is running himself out of this league. White Mamba, Dan Coster, and TCP. I love Mamba. Think is a great team. TCP is going to shock the world this week. Ardenio is going to shock the world this week and get their first win. What about you, Porch?
I think the commish is taking out Team Fish. That I agree. I disagree. I think Zach comes back strong and takes out a Derp Sauce team surrounded in question marks. In the weekly, I said they were 2 upsets of the week. I would like to currently retract that statement. I think the upset game of the week is TCP against the White Mamba. Just the loss of Safarian Jenkins, after hearing this now, this has to be the upset of the week. It is now time to analyze and look out for the Week 2's Get Primetime Game of the Week. Mike Fontanella wants to be in the Game of the Week every week. He gets his wish. He takes on Are You Saying Powell? Let's take a look at the Primetime Board of the Week.
I did mention earlier in the year I think my team should be in the Game of the Week most weeks, if not every week. This week I'm going up against a stingy Are You Saying Powell. Mark Kamahar is the brains of the league. I like my team this week. I love Camel's team this week. I say ODB is going to be very good on Thursday night tonight. Chris Ivory, questionable. I don't know who I'm going to plug in there. And I just think overall Cam to Greg Olsen is going to be a huge thorn in the side. I like Forsett to break out this week. Antonio Brown can't compete. Going to be a close game. I'm going to say, Are You Saying Powell is going to be a high score this week. It's going to be a 114 to 98.4 win.
For who?
Are You Saying Powell?
You're predicting yourself to lose again.
Listen, I'm staying humble.
There is a thing is too humble team, and I think you're it.
There is not such a thing.
My 2 cents here. I think this is a great matchup. Two pretty well-rounded teams. I think well-rounded is an understatement for your team, Font. I don't see it single hole. I think ODB goes absolutely insane tonight. I look at Mark's team. I think Cam had his best game of the season last week. Antonio Brown's coming off 32 points. That could be his best game of the season. We don't even know. I think to keep up with you, he's going to need to score some TDs. He's going to need some big plays. And hopefully he can get it. It's capable of it, but I'm not sure that this is the week where we see that explosion. I think your pursuit continues. I think you win by a score of 124 to 112.
Pursuit over.
That's it. Week 2 weekly report just about over. We're about to sign off. He's 2-0, looking to be 3-0, Mike Fontanella.
2-1.
I am probably going to be 2-1 if I win. Hallelujah. Neps, Porch. Before we sign off, I just want to make a little phone call here for a second. Just give me one phone call, because I think Dylan Jacobs wanted to be on the show this week, so I gotta.
Jacobs is camera shy.
We gotta honor our commitment.
He's camera shy, so we're gonna shoot him.
We'll get him on speaker. Hopefully, we can get him on here. Our first interview.
Definitely not gonna answer, but
I hear nothing so far. This isn't good. Sports. This is history in the making.
he didn't send it right to voicemail.
Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare ignore us. We know you're home at 8 o'clock on a Thursday night, Sports. Giants are almost done. We know you're home.
He's sitting in front of the TV with a bowl of popcorn.
Oh, how dare he? How dare he?
With his Odell Beckham jersey on. That's 3 sizes too big on him.
Is he big leaguing us right now?
What a douche.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 5-1.
Oh, he doesn't even use his own voicemail.
Stay tuned next week as we try to contact Dylan Jacobs.
Is not available.
This is Team
At the
Porch,
tone, please record your message.
Team
When
Font,
you finish recording, you may hang up. Or
Team
press
Jacobs.
1 for more options.
see y'all next week.
No. Sports! You're big leaguing us, man!